For the final leg of my journey, I visit Kaohsiung and TAMSUI before finishing in the hills above Taipei. We just arrived in Kaohsiung on the bullet train. So just when I was getting tired of temples, I found this. Kaohsiung was actually the first walled city on the entire island. But the original materials from which the wall were constructed left it too weak to defend against attackers. So in the 1820s, the city wall was reconstructed out of stone. Well, we have another beautiful temple right behind us. You can see them all over the island. Yeah, we have so much Asian stuff in America, but the temples and culture were quite different, so that was interesting to see and compare. The parks and pagodas, though, I thought were less impressive until I saw this. Oh wow. The southern half of the island actually sits below the Tropic of Cancer, and we're here in late May, and as soon as I stepped off the train, I just got hit with this intense heat and humidity like I've never felt before, so I'm gonna cool off inside this dragon statue. Yeah, there's certainly rivals in the Asian stuff I've seen in the States. The enormous statue you see behind me is Zhan Tian Shangdi, the Dark Warrior, one of the highest deities in the Taoist religion. Wow, absolutely incredible. I normally have no interest in visiting sites that are less than 100 years old, but the ones here in Kaohsiung are so beautiful that I couldn't resist, and that's the thing about Taiwan and Asia in general, is that even the modern architecture is built in such a way that it resembles the old traditional architecture, and it's so spectacular that despite the age you can't help but want to visit. Nice view of downtown Kaohsiung. And that's where we were earlier. This looks a lot larger than I thought. Yeah, seeing this stuff might make you question the logic of monotheism, but Christians do believe in these deities, but they believe they're not gods but demons, and if you look at how they're worshipped, needing to be appeased so you don't piss them off, it actually makes sense. That's where we started. Now we're on the other side of the lake. This building behind me is a Qing Shui temple. As you can see, from the look of it specifically, the color is a little different from the other temples we've been seeing on Taiwan. 1 absolutely incredible place. We're almost 200 miles away from Taipei right now, but with the island's efficient train system, this trip was possible. In fact, Taiwan actually likes to boast about having the fastest, most efficient, most punctual bullet train system in the world, even rivaling that of Japan's famous Shinkansen train. And for that reason, it's possible to make a day trip from Taipei to Kaohsiung here on the other side of the island. And the trip costs about $50 US per person one way, and it takes just a little over an hour and a half. And this is actually the best place to come for a day trip with bullet train, because here the train stops right near the main attractions. But if you wanted to go to Wukong or Tainan, you have to stop in another city and then either take a taxi or bus into the downtown area about 20 miles from the bullet train station. So we were gonna do that as well, but I don't think we will because it's a bit too difficult.
Yeah, so I think it's set up a little bit more to cater towards business travel.
The internet lied about the weather report. It showed non-stop rain in Kaohsiung, including today, but we arrived here and we have this beautiful sunny weather, so I'm actually using this umbrella that I brought for the rain to protect me against the hot tropical sun. You know, we've almost walked around the entire perimeter of the lake. There's some differences I've noticed with Kaohsiung from Taipei, other than the climate, is, for one, it's a lot less touristy, but also a bit more quieter and relaxed than Taipei, at least this part of the city. And also I've noticed that the young people here, even some of the older ones, are a lot more fluent in English. They're in Taipei, like some of them sound like they were raised in America. So this is a more friendlier place for English-speaking tourists. Beautiful lotus lake.
Ten, co jechał na tej nartach w płynie w wodzie.
And we're right back where we started.
As cool as the Asian stuff is, it gets repetitive after a while, so I've come to TAMSUI to experience a different side of Taiwan.
And this is an excellent place to learn a bit about the island's colonial history. Beautiful resort, and right Shell oil barrels that were used by the Shell company. Right over there you can see a small temple. We have these beautifully painted steps right here. Right here you can see part of the old city. Behind me is a bust of Dr. George Leslie Mackay, who was born in 1884 in Ontario, Canada. He was the first Presbyterian missionary to arrive on Taiwan. He was nicknamed the Blackbeard Barbarian, and he's one of the most famous and most revered Westerners to have lived in Taiwan. Most of the religious buildings you'll see here are Taoist temples, so it's really interesting to see a church right here. And in fact, there are a few Christian churches located throughout the island, as there is a small population of Christianity. The religion was brought here by Dr. Mackay. This building you see behind me is the former British consular residence. It was built in 1891. Beautiful. We have these old colonial era cannons right here. So, the TAMSUI is definitely the best city in northern Taiwan to experience traditional colonial history and architecture. Oh, this right here is the dining room. Founded in 1882 by Dr. Mackay. The college out there is still one of the oldest universities on Taiwan. And this building we're in right now, which is now the Memorial Hall, is actually the original home of Dr. Mackay. Hall before was constructed in 1886. Wow, amazing. This is another one of those attractions that Asia isn't really known for. When people think of historic sites in Asia, they're not really familiar with the colonial era history such as these forts.
Although its design was based on Western forts, it does feel very Asian.
This is a new Taipei martyr shrine, and it was built on the site of one of the battlefields of the Sino-French War. Right here we have a boat building area. Oh yeah. Out of all the cities I've visited in Taiwan so far, TAMSUI definitely has to be my favorite. It's definitely been the friendliest and most laid back and hospitable city I've been to. Oh, this is a great place to come. But by far my absolute favorite thing about TAMSUI is that here you can see all of the periods of Taiwanese history and architecture in one city. The one thing I haven't been able to get used to is the food and eating habits. We're taking the Mekong gondola up to the Jinan Temple.
Where you come from?
哎，有一次你开车载我们这。
What a beautiful way to end our journey. Although foreigners can often feel culture shock and uncomfortable here and be treated differently, it's still a fascinating region full of fascinating history, stunning nature, architecture, and rich cultural heritage.
转眼秋天到，玉兰入暖房，朝朝频顾惜，夜夜不相忘。期待春花开，能着夙愿长。 花簇簇，添了许多香。